is mindfulness. So mindfulness is really maintaining a moment-by-moment awareness of our thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and surrounding environment through a gentle, nurturing lens. So it's really just being aware every step of the way of your day. So for instance, in our preschool classroom, it's a pretty common thing to have children ages 2 to 5. They'll be sitting at an activity and thinking about, hey, what are we having for lunch? What are we doing after this? What's coming next? And what we will hear the teacher say to them is, those are great questions and we can talk about those as they come up, but right now we're going to be mindful of the activity that we're doing. We are doing a color mixing activity, whatever the activity is, we're going to just bring their present moment thought back to what they are doing in that moment so that they can get their brain a little more trained to focus and really enjoy the moments that they're in versus worrying or wondering what's coming next or what happened 5 minutes ago or where is my friend or what is going on. Just really trying to get children connected to the present moment. So we use mindfulness all day long throughout our classroom. We also do things, we meditate, we do yoga, we do a lot of breathing exercises with our children as a means for teaching them coping skills that they can do on their own. So we do mindfulness in a lot of different ways. There's activities, we have games for it that we use with our kids. But if it's not something that you are aware of or something that your family has introduced as part of your values, feel free to look it up and see if our program is a right fit for you. And if it is, then we hope to see you soon for enrollment. Thanks so much. Hello and welcome to our explanation of Mindful Miracles core values. So as a preschool, of course, parents are always wondering, what are you doing academically with our children? And we do plenty of that. We do all the typical childhood preschool activities, things like themes of the month, colors of the month, shape of the month. We have a letter of every week. And we have very in-depth lesson plans to go with all of those things. But something that's unique to Mindful Miracle is that we practice these core values. So everything that you're seeing on the sheet here is done every single week with our students, with our teachers, and then also blogged on our Mindful Miracle Facebook page. So if you haven't followed us on Facebook, please feel free to do that. We post a lot of really great things that go along with our core values. So let's get started. Every Monday is Mindful Monday, so we work on setting intentions with the children. So in our infant and toddler room, obviously there's not as much language going on from the children. So setting intentions is really done with the staff. So it's really the teachers being mindful and aware of what's going on in their classroom and talking to the children, even the babies who can't understand or who can't vocalize anything, just planting those seeds and getting them used to the terms and language that we use throughout our program is really important. So they'll say things like, we're having a hard time in our toddler program with keeping our hands to ourselves. Pretty typical toddler room behavior. So they'll say our intention for the week at their circle is to keep our hands to ourselves. So as the week progresses, they'll remind the children, hey, you just hit your friend. We were saying that our intention this week is to keep our hands to ourselves. Do you think that that's falling in line with our intention? So it's really just having them connect to that and understanding those terms so that by the time they're in preschool, they have a much deeper grasp of what it is because it really gets much more in depth when they move to preschool. So in preschool, when the children do their Mindful Monday circle, they will say things like, okay, my intention this week is to be a better friend. And the teacher will say to them something along the lines of, great, what does that look like for you? And the children can vocalize things like, well, it means I'm going to help my friends when they fall down. I'm going to share my activities. I'm going to make sure that I help the little friends if they're in need. And then we'll just hold them to them again throughout the week. If we see them falling out of line with their intention, we can remind them, well, didn't you say your intention was to be a better friend? We should make sure that you're following your rules. And at that point, it's not even on us, it's on the children because it's something that they came up with as a personal goal. So it kind of takes the pressure off of us teachers and puts it on to the child, which seems to be very helpful. We've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and we can see really huge benefits for having this practice with children. And every Tuesday is Transformation Tuesday, where we work on self-growth in the areas of empathy and emotional control. So it's really just helping children to understand the emotions that they're going through. So if they're not able to vocalize what's happening to them, which can even happen in preschool because they're still learning, bodies are something that, yes, obviously they're born with, but not everyone understands what's going on. So we really focus heavily on that. So if we see that they look angry, we'll just tell them, if they can't vocalize it, we'll say, you seem angry. I can tell that you're angry because your body is tense, your face is turning red, things like that, to just point it out so that in the future when that happens again, they can start to remember, oh yeah, I think I am angry because I am tense and my face is turning red and my fists are clenched, or however their body reacts to it. Just getting them to recognize how they react to feelings and to help them label them so that they can start to understand and recognize when they're happening as they're coming up in the moment. And then we teach them things like breathing activities. We have a lot of different breathing activities that the teachers have learned over the last few years that we teach the children. And it's really just to have them stop, find a pause, and connect with their breath, and to get them out of those tough emotions that they're going through. And we always make sure to tell the children that no emotions are bad. They're all welcome. They all are here to teach us something and serve a purpose. We're just here to help them understand them and to learn to be more in control of them without them controlling them. And then every Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday, where we work on strengthening the mind-body connection. So it flows perfectly from Transformation Tuesday right into helping them understand that our minds and our body are one. They don't work separately. So we talk to them about the thoughts that they have affect the physical body, and the way that we treat our physical body affects our mind. So we will do things like yoga. In the infant and toddler room, they have infant massage day on Wellness Wednesday, which is really cute. They roll out their yoga mats and all the infants and toddlers get in their diapers, and they have some really nice massage oil and lotions, and the babies get their massages, and the teachers just talk to them throughout the whole process of their body parts, how they're all connected. And they also work really hard to set the environment up really nice with some essential oils in their diffusers, the humidifiers running, just so that it's a very calming, peaceful time in their day so that they have that moment for themselves. And it's really cute too, because the toddlers are so used to having their massage on Wellness Wednesday that when they hear at Circle it's Wellness Wednesday, most of them start to strip so that they can get ready for their infant massage, which is really cute. And in preschool on Wellness Wednesday, we talk to them a lot about how the energy that you put out is what you're going to get back. So if you are taking care of your brain and saying, positive thoughts and things in your brain and having those affirmations, then that's the kind of treatment that you're going to get back from friends. We also do a lot of positive affirmation circles with the children, where we have them sit together and say things like, I'm strong, I'm independent, I'm smart, just those words that are going to hopefully lay the foundation for how their self-talk will go as they grow up. Because we do tend to see children already by the ages of 2 to 4 having habits of I can't, I won't, I don't know how, and thinking that they're not capable of things. So we work really hard to make sure that their brains are working with them and versus against them. And then Thursdays are Thankful Thursday, where we talk a lot about gratitude and how to appreciate what we have without expecting more. So really just getting them to understand that they're very lucky, that we're all very blessed, and that we have a lot in our lives, and that we don't have to ask our mommies and daddies to have more toys or more food or treats or snacks as soon as they walk in to pick us up from school. We should just always come from a place of gratitude and thankfulness for them having them at the school, for them coming back for them every single day. Anything that we can, we point out that they need to come from a place of gratitude with their reactions. And then Fridays are Forgiveness Friday, where we talk about how to forgive and how to let go. So we will talk to the kids in preschool specifically on their Forgiveness Friday circle. We'll talk to them about things that happen throughout the week that maybe they want to let go of. A pretty popular one is our kids that have siblings. We'll talk about, on Monday, my brother hit me, and they're still holding on to it on Friday. So we will work as a group at their circle to help them release that so that they no longer have to hold that grudge in their heart. And then we'll also give them the space that they need to talk about it, make sure that they've really worked through it and processed it before we just say, okay, we're moving on to the next friend. We really want them to understand that forgiveness is for themselves, because the person that they're holding the grudge against or those yucky feelings for, they probably don't even realize that they're holding them, so that's just hurting themselves. And then we also work with helping them to understand that people who hurt our feelings or our bodies are typically hurting themselves on the inside, and they're projecting their feelings onto us. And so if we can start to understand that at this age, we can help the children to depersonalize a little bit and come from a place of love versus reaction. So if someone hurts them, something typical that we try to work with the kids on in our group is asking the child who hurt them, are you having a bad day? Do you need more love? Because you really said something that hurt my feelings, and that's not normally you, so do you need help from me? Just things like that so that the children can start to really understand, oh yeah, I kind of did do something rude. Maybe I should work on myself before acting out with my friends. So those are our basic principles that we work on every single week at Mindful Miracle, and we hold these near and dear to our heart. And not only do we do these with the kids, we do them as staff as well. We work on these every single week as a team, and we voice them with each other, and we hold ourselves accountable for all of these things every single week so that we're learning right alongside of our children. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can email me, you can call the school, and we hope you enjoyed hearing about our core values. Thank you so much. Hello and good morning. We're going to be talking about the RIE Philosophy, which is the philosophy that Mindful Miracle uses in our infant and toddler program. I'm not going to read this whole form, but I just wanted to show that this is something we typically give out at tours, so I wanted you to have an idea of the things that we do here in our program. I always encourage families who are thinking of enrolling with Mindful Miracle, especially in our infant toddler room, to go ahead and do a search, do your research on the RIE Philosophy, because it's not for everyone, and I just want to make sure that we're setting expectations and that people are aware of what we're doing here, because while we can accommodate many, many different things, our philosophy and approach to childcare is not one of them, so we need to make sure that this is the right fit for your family. So some of the basics about the RIE Philosophy is that we really teach the children from an early age, so in our infant room, how to be independent. One of the big things is that we talk to them about how to self-soothe. So typical day in the infant room, you're going to hear the teachers talking to the infants through every aspect of their day. If a child is upset, their first reaction is going to be to come over and talk to them and maybe rub their back and get down on the floor and give them a face-to-face time. And they're going to say things like, your diaper has already been changed, you've been fed, you've had a nap, it's time to play now. I'm going to sit with you and get you comfortable, and here's some toys, and let's work on this together. So that the children is understanding that they don't always need someone to hold them or to fix their emotions and feelings for them, that they can work through that process on their own as well, and the teachers are with them every step of the way. Another part of the RIE Philosophy that's really important to note is that we do not get the children in or out of any positions that they can't put themselves into. So for instance, if your child gets to the point to where you can sit them up and they will stay without falling over, that's perfectly fine to do at home. However, in our programs, we are not going to go and do that, just because we want to make sure that they're getting the proper muscle development, and we don't want them to get lazy. So if they are getting to that point to where they're really frustrated because they want to sit up and they're just not quite there yet, we're going to work on that in the infant room for them to reach that milestone by helping them do some exercises for their core to strengthen that and show them how to do it with their bodies, but we will always put them back down. Just because, again, we want to make sure that they can do it on their own and be successful and not needing us to do those things for them so that they don't have to rely on us all the time. In our infant program, we do have 9 babies and 3 teachers, so our ratio is a 1-to-3, which is a little bit lower than most standard preschools. So while I am saying that they do spend a lot of time on the floor, they also do get held quite a bit. The teachers do still rock the babies to sleep and stuff before they transition to their mats. Another thing with the RIE Philosophy is that the teachers really walk them through, as I mentioned earlier, every step of the way. So whether it's the child's first day in care or the 100th day in care, and they're getting their 1,000th diaper change, the teachers are going to walk them through that process. So you're going to hear them say things like, it's your diaper time, I'm going to pick you up off the floor, we're going to walk over to the changing table, I'm going to lay you down now, I'm going to unbutton your onesie, I'm going to get your diaper out. Just really walking them through the process so they know what to expect, and they're not just sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, what is happening to my body right now? So they know that everything that is happening. So that's at meal times, bottle times, anything that you can possibly imagine. The teachers are giving them that language, which we also find is very helpful for their development in speech, because they're hearing so many words all the time that they start to get language a lot quicker. So a lot of the times that our children who transition to the toddler room are a little bit ahead of the game when it comes to speech development. So as I mentioned, please feel free to look up the RIE Philosophy, make sure it fits the values of your family. And if it is something that you're interested in and you're on board with, then give us a call and we are happy to get you enrolled. Thanks so much for joining us today. Bye.